Coming to you direct from Silencer Shop Studios, home of the Glass Case of Emotion.
SilencerShop.com, the easiest way to buy silencers online, period.
Stand by for education, enlightenment, enjoyment, and entertainment.
He's not here to talk about your feelings. He's not here to say what you want to hear. He's here to say what needs to be said.
Ladies and gentlemen, and children of all ages, please welcome your host, the pimp hand of America, Professor Paul Markle.
Hey, hello, welcome to Thursday, the final free episode of the week, the final public radio broadcast of the week for Student of the Gun Radio. But fear not, all of you super lucky, highly educated, excellent decision-making grad program members, we will be with you mañana. A little Spanish lingity for you hippies out there. Oh, I got a, you know what? All you Black Lives Matter and, you know, Students for Change and Move On and Change.org and all you thugs and bullies and whiners and crybabies out there in the streets. And now the police are starting to crack down on them. And they're starting to arrest people. And you're like, oh, thug police. Oh, you're fascist. You're nuts. It's like, here's the deal, hippies. You need to thank your lucky stars that it is the American police officer that you are dealing with. Thank them. Thank your favorite tree or Gaia or the moon goddess or whatever. You need to thank them that it's the American police that you are dealing with. Because if it was the American citizen that you are dealing with, if the American citizen ever gets full up to their guts with all your nonsense, if they ever get a stomach full of your nonsense and decide that they're done, it's not going to go that well for you. Just saying. Are you threatening? Paul, are you threatening people? I'm not threatening anybody. I'm just telling you the truth. And the truth of the matter is try this nonsense in one of these wonderful socialist, communist, third world countries that you freaks and losers are always praising. Go down to Venezuela and do that. Go to anywhere in Mexico, Central, South America, and pull the crap that you're pulling and see how far you get and see how well it works out for you. You're lucky. The American police coddle you. Thanks to the taser, and you know, it's true, there are more people that are alive today that shouldn't be or that don't really deserve to be, thanks to the invention of the taser. They're always looking for ways to arrest you nicely. This country that you hate so much, that is so racist and this and that and all these other isms, get on a plane, you freaking scumbag, and fly to any other country on planet Earth and try and pull that crap. Well, I'm sorry, except for maybe Europe. If you go to England and do that. Speaking of England, you want to hear something crazy? Well, it's not crazy, but I watched the Winston Churchill documentary on Netflix here a couple of days ago. And at coming to the conclusion of that, and essentially it was all about Winston Churchill and how he was basically had been relegated to obscurity before World War II. Winston Churchill was the guy who went to Germany and saw what the Nazis were doing in the 30s. Winston Churchill is the guy who came back to England and said, hey, this Hitler guy is a dangerous dude, and you need to be ready for him because he's bad news. And you know what they told him in the 30s, in the late 30s in England? They said, you're a warmonger. You right-wing conservative nut jobs. You just want... Neville Chamberlain's got a piece of paper where Hitler promised non-aggression and he would never do bad things. And we have a piece of paper and it says so. I watched the entire documentary and it went through the Battle of Britain and the Blitz and the resolution not only of Winston Churchill but of the people of England, of the inhabitants of Great Britain, and how they got up every day. Jared, do you know where the phrase "keep calm and carry on" comes from?
The chive.
No.
Yep.
Keep calm and carry on was what Winston Churchill told the people of England during the Blitz. And they did.
If you ask any millennial, they're going to tell you that it comes from the chive. Keep calm and chive on. Yep.
I don't even know what to say. It's a generation lost. But you want to hear some lunacy, some craziness, some insanity? You wonder, like, how did we get to this point as a nation? How do we get to the point where we almost had a criminal harpy elected? A well-known, well-documented, corrupt, vicious, criminal, political monster almost became the president of the United States.
Well, at least she wasn't undocumented.
Yeah. How do we know that? How do we get to this point? Well, we get to this point because people who have been given the privilege to vote, and voting is a privilege, not a right, because it can be taken away unless you're a felon in Virginia, and then they want you to vote Democrat, so they give you your vote back. The story's from NPR.org, so you know it's got to be right. Dead man wins election in California. Female rival calls foul. What? She must be a Republican. Story, November 10th, 2016. Voters in Oceanside, California, and for all my hardcore devil dog friends out there, Ocean Slime. Voters in Ocean Slime, California, have chosen a dead man over a woman, re-electing Gary Ernst as city treasurer, despite the fact that Ernst died in September. A prominent city councilman had urged voters to elect Ernst rather than challenger Nadine Scott, promising to appoint a replacement for Ernst. Ernst's death made headlines in San Diego County when he passed away of natural causes at age of 61. What did he know about Hillary Clinton? That's all I want to know. I think the big question in this whole deal is, what did Gary Ernst know about Hillary Clinton? But whether because voters didn't know of his non-living status or they didn't want to support Scott, they picked the dead candidate. Days before the election, Scott reminded voters that her opponent had died, telling her followers on Facebook, "Did you know that my opponent for city treasurer has sadly passed away yet remains on the ballot due to election code law? Make your vote count by voting for me." Here's the deal, folks. I'm sorry that Mr. Ernst passed away, but in California, so you're telling me in California that if a candidate dies, that there's no process to remove their name from the ballot? And I can understand, like, okay, the election is the 8th, the dude died on the 5th, we can't change all the ballots and everything, we don't have time. But this dude died in September. So in California, between September and November, you couldn't go ahead and say, oh, hey, this dude's dead, let's go ahead and take his name. Oh, it says because he had died less than 68 days before the election, the ballot would go unchanged. Really? It's 2016, bros. Do we need to remind you, how many hundreds of thousands of votes did Leland rocket launcher Yi get when he was under federal indictment in California for funneling arms to the Chinese mafia? What did he get, like 200,000 votes or something, Jared? Under federal indictment? They didn't take his name off the ballot. So I guess it's California. What do you expect? I don't know what to say. They're just going to keep doing it because that's what they are. Oh, man. All right. Jared, is it fun for you to watch these liberal puke-faced scumbag a-holes squirm and try and, squirm out of their own words? Is it fun for you? It's kind of fun for me. I don't really
watch it because I don't really care. But I do know that this...
You have to care for the people of Student of the Gun.
Yeah. Oh, I care for you guys.
So we got a story here from redstatewatcher.com. And the title is List of Celebrities Who Promised to Leave America If Trump Won. Starting at the beginning, Amy Schumer, cousin of Chucky. I think she's going to be on suicide watch, quite frankly. Lena Dunham, who no one outside of New York gives one fat rat's rear end. Barbara Streisand. Bryan Cranston. That makes me sad. Bryan Cranston, I thought better of you. Miley Cyrus. Yeah, again, we take advice now from children. That's what, I always take my political advice from spoiled children like Miley Cyrus. I don't know why they put Amy Schumer's name twice in there, but okay. Jon Stewart, Cher, Chelsea Handler. Not funny. Used to be funny a little bit. Not funny at all. Samuel L. Jackson. You know what, Sam? Fornicate you. Whoopi Goldberg. Nev Campbell. Keegan Michael Key. Aw, Key and Peele? Keegan Michael Key. Of Key and Peele said he's going to leave.
That sucks.
I know. What's up with that, AA Ron? Jorge Lopez? Duh, just go back. Nee Yo. Okay, can I say something about Nee Yo? The only reason that Nee Yo put its name, he's like, oh crap, everybody's getting a bunch of notoriety saying that they're going to leave. I better say that because no one has cared about me for years. I didn't even know he was still alive. The Reverend, what's he a reverend of exactly? Where is Al Sharpton's church? I want to go to Al Sharpton's church and take communion and be baptized. Where can I go? Where is it at? Someone tell me. Where's his church at? And would I be welcome there? Raven Simoon. All right, let's go ahead and list. What did they say? All of these douche nozzles here, oh, are they going to leave? Well, it turns out that Amy Schumer said that she was kidding, that it was a joke. And not only was it a joke, but any of you right-wing people who think that she should leave, she said that you are disgusting.
Aww.
You people who think that she should leave after saying that she was going to leave if Trump won, all of you people who are calling for her to get out, you're disgusting. Yes, so you're disgusting. Oh, the not at all funny Chelsea Handler had a mental breakdown, and she said that, she tweeted that she's already purchased a home somewhere else, and she was more than willing to leave the United States. But people reminded her that at this time in our country's history, that that she was needed more than ever. Can you imagine the self-imposed egos on these psychopaths? All right, you have a 1-star on Netflix show there, Chelsea. 1 star. You know what gets 1 star? The direct to cable Japanese television shows that Netflix buys for 52 cents. That's what gets 1 star. The Canadian television shows, sorry Canada. She's not going to leave because at this time in our nation's history, we need her more than ever. We need her leadership. Oh, how about the talk of, can I say whore, Jared? He's shrugging his shoulders. He's like,
I guess we'll find out.
If I say attention whore, the psychopathic attention whore that calls herself Lena Dunham says that she's not moving to Canada despite previous promises. Because why? And for the quote, and for those demanding I move to Canada based on something I said when this man seemed like a steak salesman with a long shot at the presidency. Stay busy reveling in your new regime. I will. Oh, listen. Oh. This is what I wanted to say. This is fan. Your mother actually read me this quote, Jared. Jared, have you noticed that Miss Nancy?
She's paying more attention now.
She's pretty assed up. Yeah, she's pretty. She's mad. She's angry. Don't get her. Don't make her go all Nancy on you. She's going to go all Nancy on you. This is what this completely self-involved attention horse had to say. I will go many places during my lifetime, surrounded by kindreds on a mission to spread justice and light. How do you spread justice and light? These people are so full of themselves. They've never done anything real in their pathetic, disgusting lives. I can't wait for all of this and for the change to come. As we use what we've been given to protect those who can't protect themselves. What are you living for, she says. Well, I'm living for a chance to use the internet machine here. And on ABORTION. Oh, let me see. Lena Dunham, abortion posts, right to choose. Lena Dunham angered pro-lifers when she posted. Now, this is the reason I'm calling it. Listen to me, freaks. You need to know this. Lena Dunham, this is from the Daily Caller from 5/20/2016. Lena Dunham angered pro-lifers after she posted a photo of her on her Instagram this week. In a shot, Lena with a co-star, Jamina Kirk, are sitting in a filled bathtub while naked. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. She says, this represents a right to choose and to make a choice. Okay. So, hang on a second.
What is this? I don't understand.
The pregnancy, this pregnancy, she supports the right of a woman to choose an abortion, and says that we won't. Oklahoma made performing an abortion a felony last week, and Lena Dunham said Oklahoma is no longer safe for women, and that we won't stop fighting for you. Okay, so you said why? All right, so you said Paul, a psycho attention whore from Hollywood, believes in a woman's right to choose, which means to kill her baby, right? Why are you bringing this up? Why would you say that, Paul? Well, because she made a big stink in May of 2016 about a woman's right to choose, which means that if that baby in your belly is going to inconvenience you, you can kill it and throw it in the garbage. Or you can have Planned Parenthood cut it up into pieces and sell those pieces for a profit, because that's what all good liberals do, right? Let's go back to, aren't words amazing? Isn't the internet an amazing thing?
Yes.
Let's go back to her quote from last week. So she's talking about how it's a woman's right to choose to kill her baby. And here she says, I can't wait for all of this and for this change to come as we use what we've been given to protect those who can't protect themselves. Which creature here on planet Earth is probably the most helpless creature who cannot protect itself? Who would that be? Would that be a human baby? A human fetus? Little baby growing in its mommy's belly? Can the little baby in its mommy's belly cry out for help? Can it protect itself? Now, according to Lena Dunham, who is going to fight to spread justice and light in the world, she wants to use what she's got, and I don't know what that is, like a really sick, twisted personality. She's going to use that to fight for those who can't, or protect those who can't protect themselves. Unless you're a human fetus, then you become inconvenient. We cut you up, and Planned Parenthood sells you for parts. So there you go. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think that, that all these puke-faced scumbag Hollywood celebrities that I just named off, don't forget them, that they should just go ahead and get out and take California with them? I'm all for it. What about you? Jared, are you for that?
I am absolutely all for that.
Attention, new listeners. We produced a free training video series called 7 Training Tips That Could Save Your Life. We want you to have access to this life-saving information. Get instant access now at studentofthegun.com. Do you watch Student of the Gun TV, read the blog, and follow us on Facebook? If you answered no to any of those questions, you are wrong, but you can easily fix yourself. Go to studentofthegun.com to find everything SOTG.
Absolutely. And if you have not been to studentofthegun.com lately, you are missing out. And Jared will be a sad puppy because he's been doing a lot of work behind the scenes to improve and alter and give the website a facelift. So now, of course, if you're brand new and you just went there for the first time, it doesn't look new to you. It just looks regular. But for all you freaks and freakettes out there that have been with us for a while, the website is new and improved and updated. Jared, are we still keeping the official logoed gear a secret, or are we going to let people know? Are we going to tell them about it?
Oh, we could do that, actually. That would be a good idea. We're
Okay.
actually working with some of our grad program members, Twin Unicorns, and they're doing all of our shirts, and they're also fulfilling them for us.
They're fulfilling their duty as grad program members to make you guys have officially logoed Student of the Gun gear.
Yes. So when you order a shirt, we've got the hoodie, we've got the long sleeve shirt, and we've got the short sleeve shirt, all with the new Student of the Gun logo on them. And when you order those, then you are not only supporting Student of the Gun, you're also supporting the community that we've built as well.
That's right. And in addition to that, don't forget about the protective cases, the cell phone cases too. Do you want everybody to know that you're a Student of the Gun? Well, what better way to do it than to put an official Student of the Gun protective case on your really expensive, fragile cell phone, mobile phone. What is it, like 6 or 7 now? Something like that?
6 or 7 what?
Different styles of phones they can get it for. The protective cases.
If they go to studentofthegungear.com and they click on the product, it'll show them what they can get.
There you go. So cool things. In case you didn't know, if you weren't paying attention, if that slipped underneath your radar, we do have officially licensed Student of the Gun logo apparel, hoodies, long sleeve T-shirts, phone cases, all that stuff.
And if it slipped under your radar and you're on the email list, then you're wrong, and that means that you have not been reading the emails.
Oh, yeah, that is true.
Lauren.
That is true. Oh, did you just call someone
Yep,
out?
I called her out.
Oh, wow. Did I thank Brownells yet today? I don't think
You
I
just did.
I did. Oh, thank you, Brownells. Brownells, pieces, parts, accessories, ammunition, and complete guns. Yes, that's right. You can order guns. You can go to brownells.com and shop for firearms and have them delivered to your favorite FFL holder near you. So go to brownells.com and start browsing around, you freaks. Frog Lube, it's green, it's minty fresh. It's a bio-based, non-petroleum firearms lubricant that will not hurt your primers or your optics or your electronics. And if you get some, you can use it on your hair clippers. You can use it on your, handcuff hinges, your can opener. You can Frog Lube your sword. You can do anything you want. You're an American. And even, actually, you can do anything you want with Frog Lube because you're an Earthican. Because it's not a hazardous product, they can ship it overseas to like people with steel drums and stuff like that. Century Arms, the sweetest smelling arms maker in the U.S. of A. Makers of the C39 V2, the TP9 SF Elite, coming soon. I'm looking forward to that. And I don't know if I'll Duracoat mine or not. I haven't done it yet. I have not Duracoated the C39 V2 yet. It's still in the original condition. I kind of am morally opposed to putting Duracoat on wood. Not that I haven't done it in the past, but what do you think, Jared? Jared shot the V2. He went out and burned off some 7.62 by 39 the other day. Zach did too. Zach was shooting the C39.
Yeah, it was fun.
So I don't know. You're an American. Do what you want. Duracoat. Why? Because life's too short to have an ugly gun. And because you're an American, do what you want. I don't care what color you make it. You can Dura-Blue it if you want. SWAT Fuel. Sharper minds and stronger bodies. Go to SWAT Fuel Store, easy for you to say, .com. Use the promo code SOTG2015. Hey, did you just throw down a challenge to our people on the social media? You threw down a challenge, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
How does that work with the whole SWAT Fuel thing?
If that works.
What challenge did you throw down?
I threw down a fighting fitness challenge that you need to lose. If you're new into this whole fitness weight thingy, then I challenge you to, from today until January 1st, to lose 5 pounds, which means you have to make it through the holiday season without gaining weight.
Oh, you're the devil.
Yeah, if you're dedicated, and I got this immediately as soon as I posted. Originally, I just said 5 pounds because it was for the general public. Mm. And then as soon as I posted that in, some of the more dedicated groups are like, 5 pounds, I did that from yesterday to today. So if you're already dedicated, then 15 pounds is the goal by January 1st. And you need to keep it off on January 1st. You need to have lost 15 pounds or 5 if you're new from today until January 1st.
Oh, he's a taskmaster. Listen to the taskmaster given the tasks.
Now, what I would do is what I'm going to do.
What are you going to do? Is
use the SWAT Fuel 9mm, not the Plus P. I'm going to use the 9mm. Yes, the red pill. And that's going to actually help me reach that goal.
It's like the Matrix up in here. We got red and blue.
That's what I used last time I cut weight for the fight. So.
I asked Bobby the other day. Bobby had to cut. He's like cutting.
I don't know how he loses
14 or 15 pounds or something for a fight this weekend. Yeah. And I asked him if he used SWAT Fuel to cut, and he said, yeah, I do. He goes, as a matter of fact, I use it so much that I don't have it anymore. I said, well, maybe you better go to SWAT Fuel store and order yourself some. Did you give Bobby the promo code, or he just pay full retail?
He can do whatever he wants to do.
Well, see, that's the thing.
He needs to listen to Student
If he listened to Student of the Gun, he would have it. So it's not like we're hiding it. We can't spoon feed you people. We just can't spoon feed you. All right. It is Thursday. And because it's Thursday, well, what does that mean? Well, we've got our Student of the Gun homeroom, which is brought to you by crossbreedholsters.com. And it's an excuse to play one of our favorite rock and roll bands. So there you go.
What you gonna do when it all comes back to the place that you never wanted it to come back to? And where you gonna roll when the bottom drops out and you got no place to go? Who you gonna trust when trust is a must? You better roll with the rest of us. So pack your bags and all the faith you can, cause it's about ready to hit the fan. Come to the ready. 2012, all about the re-election of an antichrist. Come to the ready.
Oh, man. It's like we've woken from a nightmare. But you know, like when you wake up from a nightmare and you're laying there in bed and you're like, was that real? Was that a dream? Was that a nightmare? And for a while there, you're still kind of, it's still with you. And that's where we're at right now. An 8-year nightmare has come to an end, but we just slowly started coming out of our sleep, and it's still with us. It's lingering with us. That nightmare, the effects and that feeling of the nightmare is still with us. But today, on the Student of the Gun Homeroom, brought to you by Crossbreed Holsters. And what do they make? I don't know. They make something like the most comfortable inside of the waistband holster you're ever going to wear. It's called the Super Tuck Deluxe, but they make other stuff too. Go there, research that. Go to Crossbreed Holsters. But what am I talking about today? I'm talking about, for some reason, I find myself behind this black carbon steel microphone, and I'm required by my own personal morality to remind you that there are 2 A words in the English language, and they are not necessarily interchangeable. They are allowed and they are able. Now, I know that many of you may use them interchangeably, but they're not. there is a difference between I am allowed and I am able. And for those of us in the culture, I would have thought by now that, like, if you consider yourself a part of and you're an armed citizen, right? You say, I am an armed citizen. Whew, you put your fist in the air. You're like, ooh, freedom, baby, liberty, armed citizen, CCW, all that stuff, right? Or maybe you live in a constitutional carry state, and you're like, ooh, rock on. But I still encounter the mentality, and I guess it's just because it's kind of like it's conditioning. You use the term when you use the term brainwashing. Like if you're me, and you've got a black carbon steel microphone in front of you, and you say the term brainwashing or mind control, you lose a percentage of the audience. Because, unfortunately, here in the United States of America today, or here in our modern world, you've been taught, and this is the kind of the sick trick about it, is that anyone who brings up mind control or brainwashing or human conditioning, if they bring that up, then they're a crazy whack job conspiracy type person. And the people who actually benefit from that lie or benefit from, denigrating those terms are the ones who are actually engaged in the control. But I'm going to tell you this, it's called conditioning. And when you have been conditioned from childhood, I've been reading Plato's The Republic, as you guys should know by now if you're a dedicated student of the gun. And it's a 2,000-year-old book. But 2,000 years ago, Socrates understood what it takes to raise a healthy, productive child, what it takes to raise healthy and productive and strong humans in your nation, in your community. He understood that. And he also understood that if you don't have people that are healthy, productive, intelligent, fearless, courageous people, if they're not that way when they're young, making them that way when they're older is almost impossible. I was reading a couple of days ago, I was on the porch, I was having a cigar and probably a nice cup of premium coffee. If you guys want to know the coffee story in the Markle household, watch Pulp Fiction. I can't give you the exact quotes, but when Jules is complimenting the coffee and Quentin Tarantino's character says, I know it's good coffee, that's kind of what this household is like, what my household is like. I buy the good stuff. Anyway, so I was reading Socrates, I was reading Plato's Republic, and they were discussing about leaders in the state and how will we choose qualified leaders for our state. And, Socrates was talking about tests that the leaders should go through. But one of the things that he mentioned and they discussed in the book is if you're going to have people that were faithful leaders, that were going to be faithful to the community, to the state, to the nation, that they had to be observed from childhood on as a test and testament to their character. Think about that. And you say, well, what does that have to do with allowed versus able, Paul? Come on, it's not the same thing at all. Actually, it is. It very much is the same thing. Because when people say to me, in the United States of America, year 2016, when a fully grown adult male says to me, oh, you don't understand, it's easy for you to say, but we're not allowed. What? Yeah, we're not allowed. We can't. We're not allowed to do that. Who convinced you? How did you become convinced that you were not allowed? Are you a criminal? No, I'm not a criminal. Okay, what are you? Oh, I'm an American taxpayer. I get up every day, I go to work, I do my job, I pay my taxes, I raise my family, I do things right. And You do all that, and then at the same time, you will look at me and say that you're not allowed. Oh, it's easy for you, but where I live, we're not allowed to do that. Why are you not allowed? Who convinced you that you are not allowed? And ladies and gentlemen, it's about conditioning. It's about conditioning you for years and years and years to believe that you are not allowed, that there is a governing authority, there is a body, there's this great grand authority that sits up on a hill in a big mansion in black robes or whatever, and they look down at you peasants, you plebes, and they say to you, you are not allowed. And you say, yes, master, I understand that I cannot be trusted and I'm not allowed. You know, that's cool if you live anywhere but the representative republic of the United States of America. If you were to tell me, yeah, Paul, you understand, we're not allowed, and you lived in Venezuela, I'd say, hey, rock on, you live in Venezuela. You aren't allowed. You are a peasant. Anywhere in Europe, the socialist republic of, the socialist enclave of Europe, the number of people that died to free Europe from National Socialism, when I consider the number of Americans who gave their lives and died in Europe, all over the, and not just Europe, but all over the world, but all around Europe, North Africa, Italy, all across, Europe, who died. Tens of thousands of Americans fought for freedom. We're going to fight for freedom. We're going to push back the Hun. They fought against fascism in Italy and National Socialism. The National Socialist German Workers' Party, it's a lot of words to say. Let's just shorten it to an easy-to-say word. Let's just shorten it to Nazi, N-A-Z-I. Never forget that N-A-Z-I is an abbreviation for the National Socialist German Workers' Party. Look at Europe today. It is a haven for socialists. How did it get that way? Why do people all across Europe say, we're not allowed? Why do you
that's what they've been raised to think.
Why do you people in England say, oh, but over here, mate, we're not allowed. We're not allowed, mate. Why? Tens of thousands of men and women, there were some women too, died, willingly went forward and sacrificed their lives so that you could have freedom, and you spent it. You pissed it away. You pissed away the freedom and the opportunity that you were given for the evil laziness of socialism. That is why you get up and you say, I'm not allowed. And I say to you, but are you able? Are you able or are you allowed? Which is it? The two words don't mean the same thing. So when you wake up in the morning, and I know that if you're listening to me in Europe, that it just sucks to be you. You've been disarmed by your government that doesn't trust you. You've been poisoned by the filth that is socialism. Remember, socialism is just communism with a new dress and makeup on. But if you're listening to me in the United States of America, the representative republic codified by a constitution, if you're listening to me in these borders and you get up in the morning and you say, I'm not allowed. And I will say to you, are you a criminal? No, I'm not a criminal. Are you a lawful citizen of the United States of America? Are you here legally? Are you a fully grown adult? Yes, I am. Then why do you continue to look at me and say the words, I'm not allowed? I don't know. Answer that question for yourself. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for another week. Woo! What is your homework? It's quite simple, you freaks. Act like a winner. Live like a winner. Rise and fall. Go to sleep at night and wake in the morning as a winner, not a slave.
When I was at the cigar shop watching the fights with Roger, Conor McGregor said probably the smartest thing that's ever came out of his mouth. And he said that winners focus on winning and losers focus on winners.
There you go. Winners focus on winning. Losers focus on winners. And, if you want to be with us tomorrow, how can they do that, Jared? They may be new. They don't know how to be with us tomorrow.
This is true. You can go to studentofthegunradio.com, click on Become a Member. It's in the menu bar. And then you can follow directions from there. Because if you cannot follow directions from there, then you do not belong in the grad program.
That's right. If you're somebody who can't follow directions and you just sit quietly and someone will feed you. All right, kids. Have a great weekend, and we will talk to you on Monday, unless, of course, you're a grad program member, and then we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.